and join our match commentator, Ger Canning.
Thank you, Michael. Yes, indeed. As you see, the Cork fans have travelled in pretty big numbers. The toss here can be so important. And Cork have won the toss, and I think they are playing against the breeze in the first half. That seems to be the tactic. Ginnigan is the only other change from that distinguished lineup. He replaces Stephen McNamara, who's been playing brilliantly in training and is a sub today. Brian Lohan is over a broken nose, and Anthony Daly has had a groin injury, but both start on a day when the Sparrow, that's Gerald Loughlin, plays in his 21st championship match against Alan Cummins and Fergal McCormack. But, well, he's an adaptable player, capable of playing in the half-back line, as we've seen in the league, and also capable of contributing as a forward. And he's going across now together with David Fitzgerald, or Davy Fitz as he's become. O'Halpine have switched wings straight away. So O'Halpine is now across on the right, and he's picking up Jamesy O'Connor. So the tactics start already.
Wait, go! For Clare against Alan Cummins for Cork. Fergal McCormack shaping up against Ollie Baker there in the background. And the referee just waiting for the pipe band to exit the Gaelic grounds here in Limerick. It's underway. Straight away the pressure on the Cork half back line. Jamesy O'Connor in there trying to dispossess. That's Brian Corcoran getting it away here towards Colin Lynch. First touch in this match for the newcomer. Down into open space. And that's John O'Driscoll there, the Cork fullback, winning that first tussle there. So it's going to be a sideline ball here for Fergie Toohey and for Clare. Fergie, of course, scorer of 4 points from play in the 1995 All-Ireland final. Brian Corcoran going back in his 11th championship hurling match. He's played 12 championship football matches. And that's going to be another free. And the referee signalling that it's a first chance then for Shawnee McMahon from St. Joseph's, Dura Bearfield, to try and put this one over the bar. A good example of how strong the wind is. Usually an expert from 65, straight between the posts and over the bar. So just over a minute gone. And Clare take the lead. So a wonderful long-range free from a very dependable free taker. So hitting now against the breeze, Ger Cunningham in his 47th championship game. Ollie Baker backs it down for Clare. Missed by Timmy Kelleher. Jamesy O'Connor is offered. Dispossessed well by Sean O'Halpine. Only as far as O'Connell, however. Stalemate, won again by Sean O'Halpine. Good clearance by David Fitzgerald. Back out again here into the middle. That's McCormack, team captain, doing well against Ollie Baker in the early exchanges. This is Kevin Murray here. Struggling to get the ball up onto a stick, however. And Sean McMahon was in quickly. The support was there from Egan, however, for Cork. Barry Egan from Delaney's. It'll be a Clare sideline ball. Liam Doyle, the player, is about to take it from Bodyke, winner of senior and junior All-Ireland medals. Towards Fergie Toohey, breaks down instead to PJ O'Connell. Timmy Keller is the player who's chasing. Brian Corcoran in next to try and dispossess him. Support outside from Colin Lynch. And it's Anthony Daly who swings it in, however, and Anthony Daly has got the point. There to lend assistance when PJ O'Connell needed it, and he's made it 2-0. So Clare getting the early point, Eamon.
Yes, they are. They've played well. They're moving the ball well. The interesting point about it is Cork are beginning to move the ball along the ground.
That's Colin Lynch battling in there. Fergie Toohey. Cross towards Jamesy O'Connor's corner once again. O'Halpine is his marker. Still Jamesy, busy in the early exchanges. Towards the Sparrow, knocked down instead there by Fergal Ryan. That's the other Fergal, McCormack. This is Shonny McGrath. Slight of stature, but a real tricky operator. And that's a great score. A fine individual point by Shonny McGrath. Glenn Rovers and Cork. Cork's first score. A lovely bit of skill, great bit of pace. The smiling face there of McGrath.
Yes, the ball came in from Fergal McCormack. Shonny McGrath came out from the corner, a diagonal shot, took on the cornerback and scored a great point.
And we can be certain that Frank Lowen of Wool Tones will be anxious to keep as tight as possible to the number 13 for Cork. That's Alan Cummins missing his first puck in there to try and spoil it. This is Colin Lynch on his left-hand side. Dropping it in towards Clancy, batted down, only as far as Sean O'Halpine inside his own 45-metre line. Added to by Egan, runs on there towards Joe Dean against O'Halloran for Clare. In towards Alan Brown. That's Brian Lowen, his marker. And in the end, Alan Brown ending up out over the sideline, injured as well. And the referee says that's going to be a free in for Cork.
Yes, it would appear there the cornerback came out and hit Alan Brown in the face.
And the referee anxious to take action straight away here in this match. Alan Brown was the player.
Alan Brown looking for the ball, and he got the hurley straight into the mouth.
Guilty player there was Michael O'Halloran of 6 Mile Bridge. And now it's Ger Manley here. And he's put it to the left. Good chance, first of the match, missed by Cork. So a very big crowd here, building up the whole time here at the Gaelic grounds. David Fitzgerald dropping it into the middle of the field. Ollie Baker going for it. Here comes Colin Lynch. Going for the score himself, and that'll do his confidence a wonderful boost indeed. Just 2 strokes in that as it came down from Baker onto Lynch, and it's 3-1.
Interesting there, Gerard. The puck out from David Fitz came very low to midfield, and the Clare players were expecting the ball to come to them, and they read it well.
Back in midfield. That's Anthony Daly already with a point to his name. John O'Driscoll missing it completely. That's the Cork full back. This is Ger O'Loughlin, the Sparrow, trying to get away there from Fergal Ryan. And the final shot was by Fergie Toohey. Maybe just put slightly off there by the presence of Timmy Kelleher coming across to try and get in a block. Clare making the better start, but wind assisted, remember. Ger Cunningham, the only St Finbarr's man in the starting 15 for Cork. Changed times indeed in City Hurling over the last number of years. This is Fergie Toohey. Busy as always, waiting for Shawley McMahon to come in. Again, it's Colin Lynch, lovely first touch stroke, comes off the referee. And the referee says, I couldn't get out of the way in time. So he's going to throw the ball in. Ollie Baker and Alan Cummins, the players involved. Here's Colin Lynch. McCormack back there with Ger Manley, scooping it back as far as Brian Corcoran on his left-hand side, breaking his stick as he gets in his clearance towards Alan Brown. Coming out there to gather, but the other Clare backs appreciating that Brian Lowen could use the assistance. Out to Alan Cummins it goes. Cross towards Shonny McGrath's corner once again. Frank Lohan left it behind. He's made an unsteady and unsure start to this match. Into Alan Brown. Free man inside. Kevin Murray. Free man across the way was Joe Dean. They couldn't get it across to him. And in the end, it's Sean McMahon who makes the clearance out over the sideline. And that could have been very dangerous for the Clare backs.
Yes, indeed. Shawnee McGrath is causing Frank Lohan a lot of problems inside in the corner. He's moving the ball well. His first touch is excellent. Unfortunately for Kieran Murray, he didn't get the ball into Joe Dean, and Clare got off lightly there.
This is the ground where Kevin Murray scored 2 goals against Limerick in 1994. Sean O'Halpine made his debut last year against Limerick. That's Manley. Still in play. Shawnee McGrath being allowed too much latitude by Frank Lohan. In across the goal it goes. Dean's in there. Stopped on the line. In the end, there's a foul by Alan Brown on the goalkeeper. And that's going to be a free out, and it hots up inside there. Michael O'Halloran shaping up to Joe Dean there. All of it senseless. The referee had quite clearly blown for the foul on the goalkeeper. And you can sense the frustration there on the face of the Cork management. Well, this is what happened.
Ball came across from Shawnee McGrath. Joe Dean came in, went for it. Shouldered by Alan Brown, and a little bit heated inside there at the moment. But nothing undue to worry about.
Well, it was a chance, and the referee's been speaking there to his umpires just to see if they got a better view of what happened. And the referee signalling that it's going to be a free out for Clare, which looked like the decision that he'd made some time ago anyway. So once again, David Fitzgerald to take this free for Clare. Let's see where this puck drops. Into the half-forward line this time. Brian Corcoran can't read it. It's Fergie Toohey instead, and that's gone over the bar. Clare have been simple and effective in the way they've approached the job so far. And it's O'Connell there who applauds the point there by Fergie Toohey, and it's 4 points to 1.
Basically, what O'Connell is doing, he's making the ball run through. The ball's going behind. Fergie Toohey picked it up and put it over the bar.
Cork half-back line having their problems in the early stages of this match. This is the left half-back and captain for Clare, Anthony Daly. Wonderful skill. Stopped by John O'Driscoll. Brian Corcoran needing a bit of space to get that ball up onto his stick. Remember his wonderful first season in senior hurling in 1992. Lovely touch here by Shawnee McGrath. Lovely skill to take it first time. Over the head, however, of Barry Egan. Joe Dean was anticipating. The shoulder from Colin Lynch. Well dispossessed there, Colin Lynch. Great heart. Still Lynch. Pursued the whole time by Egan. Over the head there of O'Halpine. On towards James O'Connor, and it's Brian Corcoran is back there, assisting the other Cork backs. And this, an uneasy spell for the Cork defenders.
It is indeed. Cork are nervous at the moment. The half-back line haven't dominated yet. And Clare are winning the ball in a one-to-one situation. The interesting thing about the full forward line is the 2 corner forwards are out about 45-50 yards. The Cork forwards, I mean.
So a sideline ball for Clare. Ollie Baker firing it in there. John O'Driscoll dropping it down, getting it the second time on the end line, and it came off the forward's boot. And that'll be a puck out. John O'Driscoll, who burst on the scene here a couple of years ago, made his championship debut against Kerry. This is his 4th championship match. This the man with all the experience. Fergal McCormack contained it but didn't do anything with it. It's O'Halpine instead sending it in. Alan Cummins joining the half-forward line in towards Alan Brown. Lost the helmet. David Fitzgerald has it. The shoulder from Alan Brown. Composed play by the Clare goalkeeper. Anticipated here by James O'Connor. Got onto it well. Fergal Ryan misses it completely. Cork defenders are very nervous. This is Clancy going for the score, making it look easy. Conor Clancy's first point. Again, they're getting good possession.
Yes, indeed. It's a clearance from the goalkeeper all the way down the field, and Cork are getting to the ball first, but unfortunately they're missing it, and it's going inside the Clare fields, and Clares are just getting the ball and putting it over the bar.
Ger Cunningham's puck out, dropping in there towards the middle. McCormack and Alan Cummins. one-handed by McCormack. Here's Joe Dean. Nice pick up by Dean. The Cork corner forwards, given decent ball, seem to have the capacity to beat their men. And that in spite of all the questions that were asked beforehand about this being basically a small attack. So it's Ger Manley, second free in this match for him. Missed the first one, and the second one has gone over the bar, but there were protests from the Clare players, but the umpire had no doubt, and Ger Manley now of Middleton with his first point and making it 5 points to 2. Well, they're still disputing that one. Here it is again. Well, very hard to tell just whether it crept in or not. Daly. Good ball inside towards the Sparrow. Fergal Ryan still chasing after him. This time it's Timmy Kelleher it is. Changed position of left half back. And a rather wild clearance by Timmy Kelleher, but Cork Shawty McGrath trying to make something of it. Here's Ger Manley. Nicely inside towards McGrath again. Showing tremendous skill, tripped. And a free from about 20 metres out.
Sean McGrath creating an awful lot of problems there for the Clare full back line. He's reading the game, he's moving left, he's moving right, and he's not running in straight lines.
This is a distinction you might make about certain defenders who can defend well when they're basically operating in straight line situations. So let's see what happens. Manley with the free. The last one just about crept inside, or so the umpire thought. 3 between them. Now it's 2. A second point for Ger Manley. So Cork will be quite pleased if it can keep it nice and tight. With just about 14.5 minutes gone in the first half. Clare, as you heard Ger Loughnane say to me beforehand, would need to be perhaps 5 or 6 points up. Any team playing with the breeze would expect that. That's a catch by Ger Cunningham, but the foul was on Fergie Toohey, and it'll be a free in from a very central position. So the referee just giving the signal, and James O'Connor prepared to knock this one over the bar almost effortlessly. Just his first score in the match, but extending Clare's lead to 3 points. Well, it's still, I think, waiting for the fireworks to occur in this match. Toohey gets it once again over the head of Timmy Kelleher. Good play by the Clare half-forward line. In towards Clancy again. John O'Driscoll this time doing well, but stumbling then. Almost a stalemate situation there. Here comes Fergie Toohey. Right into the inside forward line, but it's stopped this time by Fergal Ryan, away to the far sideline. Good play here by Manley against Anthony Daly. Useful ball ahead there. Lowen comes across for it, and it's a great clearance down to the middle of the field towards Ollie Baker. The hand pass to his partner is Colin Lynch. Lynch to fire this one out from the middle of the field, but it goes well away to the left-hand side. Well, our reporter on the sideline this afternoon, having topped the poll in his constituency, Kieran Mullooly.
Thank you, Ger. Tom Cashman may not be playing, Ger, the selector on the Cork team, but he's doing more running at the moment than some of his players. He's been in twice in the last few minutes, particularly to his full back line, where Fergal Ryan in the corner is giving some concern to the selectors. They're unhappy with the amount of space Ger Loughnane has had. He's been spoken to twice. Cork are quite concerned.
Thank you, Kieran. So play continues. Jersey pulled that time. Play runs on, however. This is Egan. Liam Doyle in pursuit. Barry Egan's shot has gone to the right. Second wide of this match for Cork. O'Connell. Donovan goes as far as Gerald Loughlane. That's Fergal Ryan, Blackrock man. This is Sean McMahon has started the scoring for Clare with that long-range free right at the beginning of the game. The other number 6 is Brian Corkin, who's lost his stick. still trying to close down on the Clare number 6. The push will result in a free in for Clare, and Gerald Loughlin says, well done to Sean McMahon. So Brian Corcoran this afternoon back in what many people would consider to be his best position of centre-half back, but he hasn't been the normal dominant figure we expect. Jamesy O'Connor hitting it, firing it over the bar, and that's a second for Jamesy. Doing well from the frees and making it 7 points to 3. So just about midway through this first half. Kevin Murray trying to get under this one. Sean McMahon's there as well. Breaks out to Ollie Baker. PJ O'Connell giving some wonderful service to Clare over the years. This is Clancy. Ball fed nicely fallen. That was Fergal Ryan coming out, and it wasn't a fair shoulder-to-shoulder charge. Straight into the middle, in fact, and the referee, Pat O'Connor, has no doubt about awarding a free for the foul there. Conor Clancy, the Clare player involved, against Fergal Ryan. And he was fairly well flattened.
The full forward's trying to pick up the ball, and he's quite open, and the cornerback comes in and hits him straight into the chest, and there's no doubt about it, it's a free.
Switch on the Cork team, by the way. Kevin Murray has now gone to full forward. Alan Brown is out on the 40 as Cork try to freshen things up somewhat. So Conor Clancy from Kilmaley there being attended to by the medical team and some of the backroom officials. Ger Loughlin out there as well. So Mike McNamara there too. This is it from a different angle. It needs to be shoulder to shoulder. It wasn't, hence the free. But, nothing particularly deliberate or nasty really, all part of the heat of the battle. So a nose injury for his troubles for Clancy, and the referee continuing to delay the match here until he can get proper attention. It'll be a free to Clare and a chance to extend their lead, this to put 5 points between them. Jamesy O'Connor doesn't miss an opportunity such as that.
I think, Ger, it was time for Kieran Murray to be moved from centre forward because Sean McMahon was controlling it there, and now it'll be interesting how Alan Brown will do at centre forward.
Yes, it's a fascinating match, or at least has the potential to be fascinating. McMahon against Alan Brown. Daly reading the tensions there, but not able to get it away from Ger Manley. Nice ball inside there towards Kevin Murray. Lowen is in there. Here he comes once again. Great-hearted full-back play by Brian Lowen. Ollie Baker prodding it forward. That's Brian Corcoran trying to get more and more into this match. Here's Alan Brown looking for support. Oh, he was surrounded by 3 players. He fouled the ball, the referee has told him. Basically hopping it to himself.
I'm not too sure about that, Ger. I didn't think he hopped it. He's going through. He has the ball in his left hand, and he throws it up and it's knocked away, so in actual fact it wasn't a free.
McMahon is going to take it, however, for Clare. They'll be anxious just to keep the pressure on in there in front of Ger Cunningham's goal. Fergal Ryan coming out with this one. Out as far as Barry Egan. Stopped going by Ollie Baker. Baker once again there with Egan, not quite sure where that ball ended up, and the linesman says Clare ball. Barry Egan back there helping his half-back line.
I think, Jeff, the Cork half-forward line are in have a bit of a problem at the moment. They're not winning ball against the Clare half-backs.
Hence, the Cork backs are under constant pressure. Again, it's Niall Gilligan there, who's had a modest opening to this match. Fergie Toohey firing it across to the left-hand side, and once again it's gone wide. 4 wides now for Clare. They're having the opportunities, but they have an 8-3 lead.
Yeah, again, I think that was a silly wide because he had his back to the goals, and unless he's Christering, very unlikely to put the ball over the bar.
Alan Brown watching the flight path of the ball, but it's caught there by Liam Doyle towards Jamesy O'Connor. in a challenge there with Sean O'Halpine, and the referee says, hang on, you held him back. Sean, whose dad comes from Fermanagh, his mother is Fijian, and the family are steeped in all the hurling and football lore in the Napiershicks Club in Cork. Student of Riavery or computers in Dublin. So Sean McMahon, another chance to test his long-range free-taking skills. This time going to the right. Misses very few of those. It gives Clare an added strength, and Ger Loughnane's team usually able to benefit from 3 or 4 long-range frees by Sean McMahon. A match which is still waiting to take off, you feel. That's Fergie Toohey. Clare with the breeze at their backs have been able to dominate. Cross towards James O'Connor, using his craft and skill. This is Clancy feeding it up there for Anthony Daly, looking for his second point of the day, and he's put it to the right. Now how about all these chances? 6 in all wides for Clare so far.
And bad misses, Gerard, there. They're going to regret these in the second half.
Tom Cashman, who was such a wonderful midfielder or centre-half back in his day for Cork. Flex back here towards PJ O'Connell, leading the line well from the 40. Good ball inside once again towards Conor Clancy. Struggling to take the ball up there against John O'Driscoll. Firing the shot in and stopped on the line. That's a very good save by Ger Cunningham. Other goalkeepers might have opted to tap that one over the bar, not Ger Cunningham. That's Liam Doyle breaking his stick as he gets that ball downfield to Fergie Toohey. Came back from injury which hampered him for much of the winter. That's Alan Cummins trying to make an impact in midfield. Lightly built, getting it forward there towards Sean McGrath. Lost the stick. Manley's after it. The shot from some distance from 45 metres out has gone over the bar. It's a very good point by Ger Manley. And you know, from limited opportunities, Manley's now got 3 points. That won the first one play, and Cork now 4 points adrift.
Yes, Ger Manley gets the ball, he takes on centre back, he runs, and he hits a beautiful ball off his left side, and a great score, all coming from Ger Cunningham. Con Murphy is going out to have a look at somebody.
Yes, Con, who's been the medical officer with the Cork team for quite a number of years. Just making sure that everything is okay. Seems to be Fergal McCormack. This, the save just moments ago here from Ger Cunningham, using his fine physique to telling effect, reaching up for that one, making a good stop. 35 this year, Ger Cunningham. There's Gerald Loughlin getting away from Fergal Ryan. In towards James O'Connor. Very tight angle. That's a great point. Great point indeed there. Or has it? Well, one of the officials seems to be signalling that it's a point. And they're in there to protest once again. You'll gather from the sound effects that Clare are very displeased, to put it very mildly. Now they feel that they had a point given against them earlier on, and now one that has been denied them. And the umpires have concurred, and the referee has said, puck the ball out. It's still 8 points to 4. Certainly a real talking point there. So 4 points is the margin still. Fergal McCormack in towards Ger Manley, trying to turn. Manley's now gone in towards top of the right, it seems, against Frank Lohan. Once again, it's Fergal McCormack feeding the ball nicely forward here. Kevin Murray trying to make some inroads here. Partially blocked down. And in the end, it's gone wide. And Ollie Baker limps away from that, having taken a knock just moments ago. Certain lack of cohesion among the Cork forwards, very much playing as individuals if they get their chances. Broken down by Brian Corcoran, look where Shawnee McGrath is. Cross here towards Barry Egan, taking it away there from the attentions of Liam Doyle. Very good skill again by the Cork number 12. He wasn't hooked, he gets his shot in, and he has put it over the bar. And all of the work done by Shawnee McGrath. First point for Barry Egan, 3 between them. And this was a wonderful score.
And yes, beautiful score from Shawnee, coming from Shawnee McGrath. Shawnee McGrath creating an awful lot of trouble outside in the right half forward position. He's dropping back into midfield for the puck outs and picking up every loose ball around there.
He's gone away from Anthony Daly as that ball has been pucked out, almost playing like a third midfielder at the moment. Here's Colin Lynch, the Clare man. Back it goes towards Ollie Baker, keeping it away from Shawnee McGrath that time. Nicely in, and again it's stopped by Ger Cunningham. Wonderful skill there by Ger Cunningham. The forwards were coming in on top of him, showing good courage and wonderful concentration. O'Halpine is fouled, and that will be a free out for Cork. Well, Ger Cunningham saved yet another point.
High dropping ball from Ollie Baker, just about to go over the bar, and the size of Ger is able to stick his hand up beyond the crossbar, brings off a great save, and I think he's reviving Cork's hopes here.
Well, Clare's last score from play was in the 11th minute, scored by Conor Clancy, so they're in a bit of a crisis, although they still have a lead. The whole of the second half still to come, when they'll be playing into the breeze, which is still quite significant. That's gone wide. And down on the sideline with further news, Kieran Malooly.
Yes, indeed, your Eamon mentioned that Shawnee McGrath is in midfield. He's no longer playing on the half forward, and it's very deliberately. Jimmy Barry has made it very clear that any possession they seem to be picking up is coming in his side. He's been told to stay in that position. He's causing difficulties for Anthony Daly, and Cork are convinced that's the tactic which may swing it the way before half-time.
This is Alan Cummins. Cross towards Shawnee McGrath once again. Anthony Daly standing firm at left half back. A low ball down towards Clancy. This is O'Driscoll winning the race. I can't help thinking about that point which wasn't given for Clare. Might well have given Cork a great deal of hope and confidence that they're still in there in a meaningful way and might create a huge upset. It's all to play for.
Yes, it is indeed. Clare have an awful lot of possession, and they're not winning it, not scoring. A great catch by McMahon, wins the ball. Alan Brown chases him, and two of them sandwich him, and free for Clare.
Which has been taken quickly in towards Clancy. Cork there in numbers this time. This is Brian Corcoran. Good clearance. Brian finishing this half a great deal better than he started it. That's Daly. Over the head of Brian Corcoran this time. Fergal Ryan getting there first. This is Gilligan. Stopped by Brian Corcoran. Breaks it down. Has to go after it himself. P.G. O'Connell coming in to chase. Referee says play on. This is Brian Corcoran. Across towards Barry Egan. One back there by Liam Doyle. What a contest we've been served up in the last few minutes. It's got a great deal better. Colin Lynch. That's Diarmuid O'Sullivan from Cloyne. Hasn't seen too much of the action so far. Colin Lynch got to stick to it, but couldn't deflect it down towards Clare. Instead it's Alan Brown. Now Shawnee McGrath. Somebody's got to stay really close to Shawnee McGrath. He's exerting a big influence in this match. To Joe Dean. Good catch. He's got Barry Egan beside him. Go for the score himself, however. Dean hitting it, and Dean has put it over the bar. Joe Dean from Killa with his first point, making it 8 points to 6. Killa, which isn't too far from Youghal in Hurling East Cork. Hurling Mad East Cork, that is. And Cork fans are a great deal happier.
A lovely ball from Shawnee McGrath. Joe Dean twists and turns, takes his shot, and a great point from 45, 50 yards out.
Brian Corcoran really turning this match around now with a very committed performance at centre half back. Batted down by Michael O'Halloran. Only as far as the man who got that last point, Joe Dean, looking around to see what's on. Trying to confuse his man. Good block this time by Michael O'Halloran. Into assist was Ollie Baker. O'Halloran, a third time in the action. Comes back to Dean once more. Almost shuffling his way forward. Ollie Baker tracking him. Referee says no foul. Play on. There is now perhaps as they bundle over. He may throw the ball in fact.
Just one thing there, Ger. I think Joe Dean looks the worse for wear at the moment.
It's gone up as far as Kevin Murray. Now at full forward against Brian Lohan. Lohan acknowledges one of the great full-backs of our time. Great clearance down towards Fergie Dewey. Batted down by Timmy Kelleher. Just about 3 minutes remaining in this first half. Little to choose between the teams, but Clare have the wind In it goes towards Germanley. Almost taking too many steps with that one. That's Dean again. Not moving as freely as he was earlier on. Here's Colin Lynch, play anywhere player for Clare. Alan Cummins is under it, drops it down, gathers it again, 45 metres out. This is Liam Doyle, and the referee says that that's going to be a free downfield, even though Liam Doyle had possession if there was any contact. Certainly fractures the flow of the play. Or would be thrown it back, so let's, with the Hurley thrown rather, it's Cork who are under pressure. Gerald Loughlin, Timmy Kelleher, Shawnee McGrath going across with James O'Connor. Two very skillful players in opposition. This is McGrath really dominating proceedings here from time to time. That's a bad ball, however, straight to the man who's marking him right now is Daly, and he has put it to the left. And Anthony Daly has put it wide. 8 wides in all for Clare in the first half. I gather news from Croke Park that 2 Kildare players have been sent off in that key Leinster Championship match this afternoon against Laois. And we'll keep you informed as to what's happening there as the afternoon progresses. Martin Lynch and Johnny MacDonald, 2 key players from their forward line, have been sent off. Sensations in Croke Park. Meanwhile, back here at the Gaelic grounds, it's Clare who have it again. Liam Doyle over the head of Clancy this time, and Ger Cunningham coming out. He's got tremendous experience. Cork's reserve goalkeeper is Donal Cusack, thought to be very highly rated as well, but he doesn't have the experience of Ger Cunningham. Here comes Colin Lynch once more. Really strong man, getting away from Barry Egan. And that's gone to the right there. Has it cut over the bar indeed? Colin Lynch, second point, 9 points to 6. So we've got some further news from the sideline from Kieran.
News of a substitute, Ger. If not before half-time, then I would say immediately after this, the end of this first half. Stephen McNamara has already warmed up on the Clare bench, and it looks like Gerald Loughlin may be leaving the field at half-time, if not beforehand.
So Gerald Loughlin may be the one to make way. Ger, who played in a league final against Galway all of 10 years ago in the company of Ger Loughnane. So a very seasoned campaigner, and McNamara has been flying in training. Flying right now are the Cork forward line. Pass from Manley into McGrath. Where will this finish up? It finishes out. Or does it? Yes, it's got over the bar. So many calls this afternoon are being disputed by the players, but McGrath credited with his second point of the day.
There's a lovely short ball from Manley out to Shawnee McGrath. He's on his own, he's running through. Looks, takes his shot, and very difficult to see from this angle, but the point was given by the umpires.
29 scoring chances so far in this match, 11 for Cork, 18 for Clare. Cork with 7, Clare with 9 of their scores so far in a match which has failed to produce a goal. That's so far. O'Driscoll blocked down here by Gerald Loughlin. Perhaps he's got the message that his place could be under threat unless his performance improves very considerably. Toohey across towards O'Connell, 20 metres out, chased by Corcoran, slipping it inside towards Clancy. Here's the chance, and it's gone into the side netting, and it's gone wide. We mentioned that there have been no goals so far. That was the best goal chance we've had for Clare.
It seems to be the same old problem with Clare. They've got the chances, but they're not putting the ball over the bar or into the net. A sharp poke out from Ger Cunningham.
And the pressure back on the Clare half-back line. Sean McMahon has left it there to Alan Brown. And this time there is no dispute about the call. Alan Brown, first point since moving out to the 40. And the gap closes to a solitary point, and we're into injury time.
The interesting thing there was a short puck out from Ger Cunningham. Now that's the second time there's been a short puck out from Ger Cunningham, and Clare haven't spotted it.
Well, Clare were saying they needed to be perhaps 5 points up if they had the breeze in the first half, heading into the break. There's only a point between the teams, and Tom Cashman looking at the watch, realising that we're now 2 minutes or so into stoppage time. Free to Cork, Brian Corcoran from Erin's Zone to take it. It's a huge one against the wind. In towards Murray, runs on to David Fitzgerald. Forwards coming in on him, in particular Joe Dean, and the umpire's got his hand raised, signalling that it's going to be a 65, but the referee has blown the whistle at the end of the first half, saying there isn't time for that 65 to be taken. And so Clare, you see the field, have it all to do. The favourites going in here, the All-Ireland champions of 95, containing 13 of their players that won the title then, in a battle here. Half-time, Clare 9, Cork 8. And here's Kieran Malooly.
With me, Fred Sheedy, the Cork selector. Fred, you rattled at the beginning, but you have come back.
Yeah, we're well pleased, but we've it all to do yet. We're well pleased with our first half performance, but I think we've it all to do yet.
Where do you think has been the turning point? Clearly you brought out your corner forward, Johnny McGrath, right into the middle of the field.
Yeah, we asked him to come out and pick up the loose ball out in the half-hour line. We're after moving him out now into the half-hour line in the last quarter, which has paid off very well for us.
Thank you very much.
Whether they'd be holding their positions in the corner or not, you know, we've seen Johnny McGrath come into the midfield against the breeze. I don't think that's going to happen in the second half, you know, that he'll have to hold on his position, and I'm sure we're in for a good second half.
Let's rejoin Ger Canning.
Thank you indeed, Michael. Yes, we're poised and ready to start the second half. During half-time, by the way, we had a little look at that Clare point that wasn't, and it is our view that it was a valid score. Maybe we'll get a chance later on at some stage or other to show you that, as Clare have made two changes, and here's one of them. David Ford trying to release the ball there towards Gerald Loughlin, who's still very much part of the action. The players to go over, Conor Clancy and Niall Gilligan, and that shot's gone over the bar. Very good start for the Sparrow at the start of the second half. Clare needed something, and he certainly needed a point, and there are two between them. Stephen McNamara is also on the Clare team at this stage, and it is said that he was simply flying in training over the last couple of weeks. Huge ball downfield by the Cork goalkeeper, but it's broken up here by Liam Doyle, who's picked up an injury to the face, I think. That's Brian Lowens. They were saying at half-time, magnificent the first half, and that shot going whizzing past the goal there and not causing any problems for David Fitzgerald. That's a nigh injury for Liam Doyle, picked up in the last little exchange there. And straight away they get help in to attend to him. He's been such a vital part of their team since winning a junior All-Ireland medal with the Clare team against Kilkenny. This is what happened.
Liam Doyle is coming out, goes out for the ball, has it in front of him. There's fierce contesting for the ball there, and can't even see where it
There was
where
a
it
very
happened.
slight accidental contact, very slight. So the team doctor performing the little medical work there to make sure that he has good vision and able to continue to operate effectively at right half back. Jamesy O'Connell and P.J. O'Connell have switched positions. O'Connell now moving to the left-hand side, which is his more normal position in any case. He's against Sean O'Halpine. Here he is. Missed it. Brian Corcoran has it for Cork. Had a very good last 15 minutes of the first half. Really began to get this Cork team going. Three players after him. The hand pass outside. Egan into space. McGrath picks it up neatly. Lovely first touch. And the shot by McGrath has gone over the bar. He's one of the stars of this match. On his championship debut, he scored 3 points, all of them from play, in front of an attendance of 23,104.
A tremendous run by Brian Corcoran, and the ball goes out to Shawnee McGrath. His first touch is superb. He twists and turns, gets the ball into space, and then a lovely point.
3 shots for McGrath, 3 points for McGrath. Here comes Fergie Dewey, another very good forward for Clare, and he's put that one over the bar. Clare were kept in their dressing rooms a good 4 minutes, I'd say, after Cork made their way out for the second half. You can be no doubt about it, they were given a lecture. And I'm sure it was of the order of, if you want to hold on and remain in this Munster Championship, you simply have to do the business. Timmy Kelleher and Sean O'Halpine have moved back into their respective wings. That's Fergal McCormack down towards Joe Dean. O'Halloran was stumbling to get that one away from Dean. The shot by Joe Dean has carried the range, and it's gone over the bar.
Well, just for a moment, he didn't stumble, Ger. He got a little hip from Joe Dean, which made him stumble, and then Joe Dean picked up the ball and scored a tremendous point. Watch, just before that, Joe Dean had just given a hit, picks up the ball and scores a great point.
More or less the same angle that James O'Connor had one earlier on, which was denied him, even though the umpire on the right had an arm raised to signal a point. Didn't count. Here's Toohey once again, getting right in there, stopped by Ger Cunningham. Early stages of this second half now. Sean McMahon leading it behind there. Anthony Daly up towards James O'Connor, getting there ahead of Alan Cummins. He's got Clare support outside in the form of Colin Lynch. Prodded forward instead towards Fergie Toohey, and Timmy Keller will have to get much tighter on him. Here comes Sean O'Halpine. Hurler come footballer, but they say he's a much better hurler than footballer, although of course he played in this year's National Football League final against Kerry. Brian Corcoran is ready to take this free for the Cork men. 1 point the difference. Wind assisted, a huge one down in towards Alan Brown. In towards Joe Dean, in after it they go. O'Halloran needing some assistance. Sean McMahon's there for Clare. Brown just trying to deny him space. But out he comes, McMahon. Great centre half back. Out only as far as Alan Cummins. 45 metres out. Cummins with the shot. And as the ad goes, this man can level whole counties in 1 second flat. And they're level for the first time at 11 points apiece. Alan Brown's first score. Alan Cummins, I should say, first score.
That's a beautiful ball. Alan picks up the beautiful ball coming off from the Clare backs and scores a great point.
Now the Clare men having a test of their mettle and their character and resolve in this Munster Championship match against Clare. O'Connell. In it goes towards Gerald Auckland. Twisting and turning the fullback. And the Sparrow is so annoyed with himself. Remember, Clare have already taken off 2 of their players to replace them. 10 wides in all for Clare in this match. So a lot of pucking out there for Ger Cunningham to do. So level after Alan Cummins' point there for Cork. And if you were watching the All-Ireland Gold on Tina G recently, you'll have seen his dad Frank come out at the start of the 83 second half, and there was a little mascot there, and Michael O'Hare said one day he may figure in the county colours. He follows his dad all right, but it's in the Cork colours. In the Clare colours right now, it's Colin Lynch towards Gerald Loughlin. Nice pick up ahead of John O'Driscoll. The shot is fired in, and Clare are back in front again. The Sparrows' second point of the second half, and it's 12 points to 11.
Yes, here it comes again now. Sparrow is getting the ball in front of John O'Driscoll, takes him on, goes to the side and scores a very good point.
Cork will certainly be concerned about the start of the second half that players such as Timmy Kelleher and John O'Driscoll have made. They haven't been at their dominant best. A huge puck out by Ger Cunningham. Sean McMahon going backwards, needing assistance. Daly is there, the team captain, as far as Ollie Baker, towards the sideline to PJ O'Connell. Timmy Kelleher in to close him down. Picked up here by Fergal McCormack, stopped by Colin Lynch. And a player down, injured seems to be Ollie Baker. It's going to be Cork ball in any case. Great blocking down there in that last piece of action. This is what happened.
Timmy Kelleher going for the ball one-handed, connects with it. Ollie Baker, Fergal McCormack gets it, throws it up to hit it, and